force you to do the exercises. Because so the first one should be very simple. It's just like, if you haven't done any JavaScript before, this is just doing something that you know exactly how to do because you have done it a million times in different programming languages. So you get an array of words, and then you have a function that take this array of words and then find the one with the longest word. That's very simple. I know it's very simple. And if you find it too simple, then skip it. But if you haven't done it in JavaScript, just get everything up and running and executing. This could be something. Anyway, how to do that? The size of the longest word, the longest word itself, the max function that takes two numbers and return the largest of them. So it's very simple. You know exactly how to do it. The problem is you need to get the environment to provide it for you. So if you have that skills, it should be a very easy one. And this one is just they can take any number of and take the maximum between any number by using this arguments object that we saw earlier on. Write a function that can write out the name of the current day. So it can just be a web page, and if you reload it today, it will say Thursday, and if you reload it tomorrow, it will say Friday. Yeah, there's actually pages out there that say this is Friday pages. Have you seen them? Yeah. So it will say no or yes, depending on if it's Friday, because that's obviously something people don't know and needs to know. Oh, no, it's not the case. It's just funny. There are a lot of funny pages on that. So the next one is some. To start thinking in terms of functions, this is the exercise for you. So we start with two arrays with some names, and then you have to solve this problem here. And everything can be solved in one line. Yes, you can have anonymous functions inside, like we did with that filter kind of thing. But you can. It's an array, and you can use one single function to solve all these problems here. So, for instance, create a new array called all. That should be where you concatenate these two together. So that's just to find out how to do that. And then it becomes more and more complicated. So that's a lot of so you have to dig into what arrays can do in JavaScript, and also. So you can see that's a lot of things to do. The next one is doing a little bit of homepage development. So what you have to do is you write the first name, the last name, and phone number, and then you click this button and say save in local storage. Then you reload your page. And then what you have saved in local storage should go here. So whenever you reload, it should check if you have information in the local storage. If the information is there, it should load it into this form here. And if it's not, it should just be empty. Okay. So you could shut down the browser and open the browser again, and then see if it's in the local storage still. Shut down the tab. Well, and then go to a new, reopen it, and whatever you like. So to see what is the limitation of that. It's not that difficult, because saving to the local storage and getting from the local storage is just pretty much intuitive. It's just save and get on the local storage. So and I added a link here so you can see here on the retweet rules how to do that, and you can see here this is actually how to store something. The local storage is an object from the global scope that the browser provide, and then you can say set item last name should be Smith, so that's the key value pair, and then you can get it again by local storage get item, and then you give it the key. Can't be easier. It's a very, very simple problem. And by doing this, you know how simple it is to use local storage. So it can be part of your, if you need that, it's just laying there. You just use it. Yeah. So here is it is Friday today page. So here's the Danish one, and here's one. This is Friday today. No, it's not Friday today. Yeah. So I think this one is this. Yeah, load that. I don't know what.
Go down.
I don't know what it will do on Fridays. But, anyway, you can do your own. Is it Friday today? And here's a manipulation of the DOM. So you have this small one, and then you have a table here, and you can add a row, delete a row, change the heading of so there's a heading for, and then hide the list. So something where you manipulate the DOM using jQuery, if you like. That's the exercises. If you have done something in JavaScript and HTML and CSS, this should be doable. If you have not, yeah, it's uphill, and you just have to get into it and start working on that because you need to do that. But it's very important to get the environment up and running, and you can always do. I want to show you that. So if we are in this environment and we want to do something here, like say that no, not here. You have to go to the local scope here to say something, and we can say bar max equal a function that takes two arguments, x and y, and then return, I think I will do the sum, and then return x plus y. So I have this, somehow, I don't know why it used to do that, but anyway, so I have this this function. I save that, I go to my page, it should be here, I reload it, and I go to the console, and I can do sum of 1 and 2, it's probably because require is doing something by the global scope. So I just added into to this one here. So I just have a piece of. That's just a file. I just go here and include that file. I can still include files even though it's this app. So I just include that. It's not using anything. And reload. So it should get my app here. So I can just go here to the console and say sum 1, 2.3. And we'll return 5. So that's a simple way to execute the stuff. And if I want to, I could also execute it like this and say console.log. So that then I will write and we can say sum of 4.6. Then save it, execute this one. And it will write out the output to the console, so you can see for one something. sum of 4.6 is equal to. So it's like print in so I can get the so that's just if you haven't done anything in JavaScript. It's a simple way, and console log is also one of your friends together with Google and doing this. The developer tool, that's the one here. You get to it by pressing F12 in most browsers, or if you're on a Mac, you can't do that. Or you right click and say inspect. You can do that, or you can go. I think you can say Control Shift I. Yeah, that's not depending on the browser you're using, but most of the browsers have this one. Is inspect. You don't want to do anything for the next 4 weeks or something like that without this one on here, because without this one you can get to this point here where we go to my config here and do something like this. And then I reload it and I click here, and I get it undefined. So in this case, of course, I have this knowledge about the undefined. What about if I do something like this, and go back here and reload it, and I click here, nothing happened. And you can see all the help I get here. That's no help at all. And I assure you will be sitting and clicking on that for a long time before you manage to figure out what's wrong. But if you go here and say inspect, you can see immediately that it tells you that something is wrong. There's an error. The XXS is not defined. So and it also tells you where. So you can click here and it will show you where the problem is. You have to, of course, you cannot change it here because that's the inside the browser. So you have to go here and say, okay, it needs to be this one, and then save it, and then reload it, and now everything's fine. Yeah, you get this undefined here. It's just because this is not a JavaScript mistake, because it doesn't have any problems by calling this one. Of course, if you have that, if that's not defined, you have a problem because you cannot take an attribute of undefined. But since this is defined, then calling message on calling an attribute on an object is fine. It's just undefined. That's the nature of JavaScript. So Google is your friend. Developer tool is your friend. A lot. and then just may this source be with you. No, it's actually fun. I love programming in JavaScript. I love that language. It's a nice language, but it can hit you hard behind.
That's why it has a good payment.
Yeah, it's because I don't know what the payment is for doing it.
I checked it. It's pretty high, especially if you can do Node.js.
Yeah. So I think that you will improve your possibilities by increasing your JavaScript skills. And what I try to do here is also to move JavaScript into something that is actually a language. It's a programming language. It's not just something you do in HTML to do some interaction. We will actually do a language where we have patterns and ideas and good principles and all that stuff. So it's similar to do C# programming, because you need that. JavaScript is not gone tomorrow when you are starting your next job. It will be there for many years. I don't know how long. It's hopefully not. I don't hope that JavaScript is the last language that is invented, but it's there and it's used heavily. So if you don't have the skills, There's only one way.